Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gossip with CD. So let's come to me. Okay, guys. I am a little bit sad because I slept on top of my phone and the screen is cracked because I think when I rolled over, I hit it with my elbow because I do feel a pain on my elbow. Um, uh, I can't see anything. This phone is brand new. It's about 3, 4 months old. I'm so heartbroken, but anyways, I'll take it to the guys that do screen repair because I can only hear the messages. I can't see what it says because the screen is blank. Anyways, guys, enough about me, but we're still talking about me. So I've been getting quite a lot of DMs on Instagram. Obviously, because I've put my Instagram account or handle here before. So obviously you get people coming from all walks of life, especially obviously from the green, white, and green people, asking me why I dislike Nigerians. I'm like, that's absolutely not true. That means you don't listen to what I say. And I understand, I get it, why they think the way they do. Because truth of the matter is, not all Nigerians are the like that I talk about. I say this all the time. And I always talk about my barber. I mean, I went to university with my barber. All right. He studied engineer. I was somewhere else. And he has an engineering degree. He worked here in South Africa as an engineer for a good, I think, 7 or 8 years. And then he decided to start his own business. Because even the how I met him as a barber, because he used to cut our hair at rest. That's the guy we all went to for our haircuts. Good man, brought up upright by his family. And he now has his own salon. It's not just a barber shop, it's a salon. A very professionally run salon and quite successful. And his client base or clientele are South African made. I'm talking South African professionals, male, even women that are either they are CEOs or some kind of in management. That's where they go and do their haircut. It's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. And he does not have a corrupt bone in his body. And it's his salon, it is not, those dingy ones where something is going on beyond just the hair cutting. There's no such in his. Absolutely no such. So not only him, there is another Nigerian where if I ever feel like eating a Nigerian cuisine, I go to. Good man. He's a family man. He and his wife, they are the ones that do the cooking and doing all, and they have a very nice establishment. And you don't see dingy people walking in and out. No, you don't. So not all Nigerians are like the ones that I talk about, the ones that are pushing white powder, the ones that are kidnapping children and girls, the ones that are disrespectful to our systems, the ones that are not here to contribute positively into the South African society. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the good, upstanding, the ones that were brought right by their families. There are many, and we're beginning to see them on YouTube as well. They do not like what other Nigerians are doing in other countries that are destroying the image of Nigeria. So it's not you that I'm talking about. If you come from a family where values and principles and morals and all these good stuff were taught and instilled in you, and you are not doing any of the outside of those teachings at home, then I'm not talking about you. It's not about you. So just because you hear me say Nigerians, I don't know what their names are. I would specifically call them by their names if I knew their names. And because they come from Nigeria. Let's put it this way. When you go to the Olympics or Olympic Games and you're competing for your country, you know that Olympic team when it walks to be introduced on the opening ceremony, they don't call the athletes by their names. They call them as a nation. They will say South Africa, and then all 200 of us will walk down the tracker with our flag and colors. You get what I'm trying to say? So when we win a gold medal, they don't say, hey, so and so, like for example, CD won gold medal. They say South Africa won gold. So in the same context, when I say Nigerians, if you know that you were brought up right, or even if you were not brought up right, but you developed your own culture and traditions, values and principles, and you dislike anything that harms another human being, then you are excluded. Just like how, if you come to South Africa, again, I'm going to make an example with sports. Not every South African watches soccer. Not every South African watches cricket. Not every South African watches rugby. And just because South Africa wins a World Cup in rugby or in cricket, there will be those that follow cricket that are going to celebrate. Those that know that I don't like cricket or understand it, they know themselves. And so they are not going to be part of that celebration, but they will be proud to be South Africans. I don't know if I'm making sense here. So same goes with you. When you know you do not do what I am talking about, then you are excluded from what I report about. But also, it does not mean just because I said, Nigerians, what green, white, and green. No, you should say, listen, my brother, I get your frustration. I understand everything and I'm with you. Then you turn around and call out your people. You don't say, not all of us, some of us are doctors. Great, congratulations. I'm happy for you. I really am. But as a Nigerian, whether you are naturalized as a American, Canadian, British, South African, or wherever it is that you guys go to and get naturalized, it does not remove the fact that you are a Nigerian. Just because I, as a South African, get a citizenship of Zimbabwe, it does not remove me from being a South African citizen. I will always be a South African citizen. But yes, artificially, I am a Zimbabwean national now because I hold those papers. I'm just giving an example. So as a former South African, and then I see my former people doing bad things, I have to call them out. I have to call them out and tell them, guys, you are destroying the image, the reputation, and the influence of South Africa on a global stage by doing these things. Stop it. You are embarrassing us. And furthermore, countries now are beginning to understand the green, white, and green nation. And they are putting apparatus together to reject you, even though you are innocent and you innocently going into Europe or into Asia or into the Americas. They will say no. Well, speaking of, just before, I want to make an update before I continue. Can I make an update? Now we have Donald Trump as the US president. Remember last year I did a video about, sorry, a video about the lottery visa and how only Nigeria is not the country that is eligible for these visa. I think it was Nigerian ones. I think it was 2 African countries. I can't remember the second one. And then all the other African countries, they were eligible for the visa lottery. Is it visa lottery? Or green card lottery? No, green card lottery. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's green card lottery. I can't remember because we don't do these things here in South Africa. Yeah, Donald Trump said every African country is no longer eligible. So Nigerians, here's a victory for you. Every African country is no longer eligible for that visa 2025-2026. No, I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, oh gosh, now I have to go and update that video that I did last year. Okay, anyways, coming back to what I was saying. No, guys, I do not hate you. I do not hate you. Like I said, they are Nigerian cultures that I truly, truly love. I love the Yoruba. I truly love the Yoruba. And I'm not being tribalistic here. Why I'm loving the Yorubas is because of the mentality they have. The Igbo are very intelligent. Let's give it to them. The Igbos are very intelligent. They are very creative. When you know what I mean when I say they are creative, that's because they are intelligent. I also love the what do you call this? Is it the Fulanis? I love the Fulanis because of the rich culture. They're very cultural, those people. So I have no issues with you. I watch your movies. I know I sound like a racist white person who says, but all my friends are black. No, I'm being serious here. I'm being serious. If you now no longer watch television, I don't pay my DSTV. I stopped paying my DSTV about 3 years ago. So I don't have television. I rely everything on YouTube. If you can see my YouTube homepage, I've got a lot of Nigerian movies that are being suggested to me because that's what I do. I watch a lot of Nigerian movies. On my television, there used to be only two channels that my TV was stuck on. It was Nigerian movie channels as well as true crime channel. I think it was 171 if I remember. So I have no issues with you guys. I only have issues with those that are hell bent in destroying my country and its people, disrespecting us. We are hosting you and you've overstayed your welcome, meaning you actually violated our immigration laws the moment your visa expired. And on top of that, still have the audacity to spit on our faces. I don't know how y'all are taught. I have no idea how a Nigerian child is brought up. I don't know. But in South Africa, we are all taught, number one, to respect ourselves. Number two, respect others. Number three, respect your elders. Number four, respect your family name. Those are the things that we are taught. Ubuntu. We are taught community, that I am not just by myself. I come from somewhere. And where I come from, I need to make sure that I represent them everywhere I go. Because if I misrepresent my community, when I come back, do you know that my community can bind me and put me in a center court and I will get lashings for embarrassing them? Yeah. So I see that a sense of community with some Nigerians doesn't exist. It's all about me, 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 my, I. Myself, 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 myself. For us, it's not like that. For us, it's about we. We. That is why you find it that whenever you come for one of us, we come on you like a bad rash. Why? Because that is one of our own. So I don't know what else to tell you. But I want to let you know, those of you that are taking offense, if you know that's not how you were brought up, if you know you don't sell white powder, if you know that you are not corrupt, you are not a Yahoo boy, Yahoo girl, if you know that you are not doing all these illegal things, then take yourself out, because I'm not talking about you. Take yourself out. The ones that are reacting quickly are the ones that are corrupt, are criminals. The ones that attack instead of, hey, guy, you see the ones that talk nicely and they talk sense and logic, those are ones that I know they don't do it. Those are the ones that I know. Like the ones that are coming into my DMs. I can tell how you were brought up by the way you speak to me. I can tell. There's a word in Zulu. If you are like a criminal one, especially the way you see, how do I put it? You see that video I showed yesterday of that Nigerian shouting at our judge? There's a word for a guy like that in Zulu. Mdlwembe. Can even hear how awful it even sounds. Mdlwembe. So some of them, Mdlwembe, that come into my DM, I know that they are the criminals. I know that. The ones that speak sense, logic, and calm in nature. No, I'm not talking about you, sir. I'm not talking about you, ma'am. If you are in Nigeria or wherever it is that you are listening to this video, I'm not talking about you if you are not engaging in crime or criminal activities. So don't take offense. Don't. Yours is to tell your countrymen and women that are doing bad things to stop. Because sooner or later, even your own citizenship of the country you now have adopted or adopted you, there will come a prime minister, a president who will say, we are revoking every Nigerian naturalized citizen. Why? Because you kept quiet, you didn't say anything. Do something, say something, protect what you've worked hard for in the country now that is your home. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I don't hate you. I hate some of your people's activities in my country against my people. Anyways, guys, I think I'll just leave it here. I hope now we are clear that whenever I come here and I say Nigerians, Nigerians, I don't mean you who is good. I don't mean you. All right? Goodbye.